eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night.
Right then boys, welcome to the video, which as you've seen from the title, I'm going to be talking about 5 things that you can do to maximize recovery and improve performance in the gym on a rest day. And these are going to be from the least important activities to the most important thing you can do at the end. And just note that on this day, which was Wednesday, it was my brother's birthday, so I may occasionally put clips from the day, just when I'm talking about something that I may not have a direct video for. But anyway, onto the 5 things. Number 1, which is probably the least important, is cold exposure and heat, so going in a sauna. And the reason this is useful is it helps loosen up your muscles after training for however many days at a high intensity. And then this is therefore going to help with the recovery, because since your muscle is looser, it's kind of got more time to relax and get rid of any lactic acid. And so you could do things with cold exposure, like personally I do cold showers, and sometimes I'll do like a cold plunge. And then with heat you could use a sauna. I personally don't do this because my gym doesn't have a sauna, but if yours does, I would recommend using it. Number 2 is going to be an active recovery methods, which is stretching and cardio. And now this is going to be really useful because stretching is going to help to loosen the muscles as well, and it kind of loosens out any fatigue, if that makes sense. I don't really know how to explain it, but it helps with recovery by getting rid of any muscle stiffness. So I would recommend just running a full body stretch, however long that may be. If you've only got 10 minutes, you could probably run one in that as well. So, just working from the bottom up. Calves, quads, hamstrings, glutes, abs, chest, and so on. And you can just find a video for this online. And then cardio. This is going to be useful to increase your metabolism, first of all. So this is just useful for general performance. And this is also going to be useful for general performance as it's going to lead to better heart health. And so it's going to give you better overall health. It won't necessarily help with the recovery, but I recommend just doing some form of physical activity every day. And keep this cardio low intensity. And so this could be something like walking, or it could be cycling. And I recommend to make this cardio preferably enjoyable. So say instead of just walking outside monotonously, because you're going to get bored of that after say like a few weeks rest days. Instead you could go to a shopping mall with your friends, and then you could walk around there whilst going shopping. Or you could go out cycling, or you could go to the park and play it, as we call it in the UK. Okay, on to number 3, which is going to be having plenty of water. Now this is useful to prevent dehydration, which can lead to muscle cramps occurring. And it's also going to help I don't know if it necessarily helps hydrate the muscle, but it's just useful to preventing dehydration and
look at this
replenishing any water that's been lost through sweat. And for that reason, I recommend also adding some kind of electrolytes. This could be through supplementation, because there are brands out there. But if you don't, you could always just add a bit of salt and lemon, and then have a banana on the side, and that'll cover most of your electrolytes. Number 4, which is the second most important recovery technique, is going to be hitting your protein goal, getting lots of carbs in, and getting your calorie goal. And I'll go over why. First of all, protein. As we know, protein helps fuel the gains because of muscle protein synthesis, which is basically muscle repair. And so making sure you hit your protein goal is going to help, because then it means that your muscles have enough protein to perform maximal recovery. And then carbs. To put it in simple terms, imagine your body has a fuel that is stored whenever you eat carbs, and it's stored in your muscles. Then when you work out, that fuel is kind of burnt away, consider. And then what carbs does is, it replenishes that fuel, and this fuel is known as glycogen if you're interested. And so making sure you get enough carbs is useful to replenish that fuel, which is kind of like the energy for your muscles. Because you wouldn't run a car on empty, like you wouldn't run a car without any fuel in it. So you shouldn't be training your muscles with limited carbs. And finally, number 5, the most important recovery technique is going to be sleep. Sleeping 8 to 10 hours a day is going to be really useful for your recovery. And this is because, let me give you a quick quiz.
Bruh,
when do
look at
you
this
think
dude.
muscle growth actually occurs? Is it A, when you're working out in the gym? B, when you're sat at home resting? C, when you're eating food because you're getting because you're getting protein, so it should happen, right? Or D, when you're asleep? Which do you think leads to, or at least what time in the day is when the most muscle recovery occurs? I'll give you a second to think. The answer is D, which I guess you would have pinpointed because I'm talking about sleep. But sleep is actually when the most muscle recovery occurs. And this is because when you're awake, your body's got a million other things to do. It's got to worry about eating, it's got to worry about stress, it's got to regulate your temperature and your heart rate a lot more, and your breathing, and it's got like a million other biological processes I won't talk about. But when you're sleeping, quite a few of these processes slow down, and so does your stress especially. And so for that reason, your body has time then to recover your muscles. So maximizing your sleep, both time and quality, is going to be really useful. And just some tips to maximize sleep quality: sleep in a cold room, sleep in a dark room, and yeah, I guess that's the main two. Sleep in a cold, dark environment, which is going to help with sleep. So those are the 5 things that I believe are the most important for improving performance and recovery. And this isn't just what I think. I have searched these up and got them from others. So just to summarize: number 1, cold exposure and heat exposure. Number 2, active recovery through stretching and cardio. Number 3, having plenty of water to prevent dehydration. Number 4, making sure to get enough protein, carbs, and calories, dependent on your goals. And number 5, the most important, is sleeping 8 to 10 hours every day. So that's going to be all for today's video. Thank you all for watching today's video. And a little hint at tomorrow's video is it's a 6th form induction day, as well as a workout, so stay tuned for that. That's going to be all from me, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video.